position. Liquid will be starting on the CT side. Let's see what they choose to buy. Nitro, smoke grenade, diffuse kit. Everyone else Kevlar. Fallen will be the grenade man for SK. K-Tex JJJJ is how I'm going to call him for the whole game. Definitely lying. I won't lie too often though. Elish fires one bullet, gets one kill. 100% success rate.
Yeah, looking good. As a start, yes, that's how you want to do it. Get those pickoffs before numbers coming onto the site. It kind of looks like it's over already. There's only 2 players left and they have to spin around crazily to actually do anything, and it's going to be an easy one indeed at the end for Liquid. So, is there any? Do you have any background on K-Tex? Because I've never heard of him.
K-Tex, similar story to KNG in that sense. Has done very well for himself in Brazil. I'm pretty sure K-Tex played for Team 1, which is a team that used to have Knack and Bit in it as well. It's been around, obviously, like I'd say like the top 3-4 Brazilian teams have kind of swapped around rosters quite a bit. So he might have been through multiple lineups really over the last couple of years. But he's definitely been around for quite some time and has always put up respectable performances.
Is he? What kind of player is he?
I haven't been able to. Okay. I haven't been able to delve too much into it. So I'm not necessarily sure if he's primary AWPer or entry fragger or that kind of thing, but
tweet us, Brazilians.
Yeah,
I know you're watching.
Let us know,
and I do appreciate your information. So please send more of it our way. Allegiant his stock pistols, stock stat track pistols. It's hilarious to me that he's renamed all of his stock guns stat track XYZ. Maybe if I had done that, I would have
dedication.
Considerably more money than I do. Liquid are a man down, despite having a round ahead, around 1, rather. I do speak English sometimes. And they've lost another player.
Here we go. Yeah, no, he's been in quite a few teams here over the course of the years.
Around at the moment, 5 versus 2. This is falling apart for Liquid. JDM isolated on the site. Everyone's getting wrecked by Deagles. Everyone! Pat, pat. 2 kills for K-Tex.
Yeah, Fallen started that off pretty nicely around quad. Yeah, that's a problem. That is an issue. Here it is. That peak.
What can you do about that? There's not much you can do. There's not much you can do. Deagle shots all over the shop.
Let's get inspired by FaZe. See whether they can actually get a clean round here as well. I mean, kind of surprising how free that was. But sometimes, I mean, sometimes you just have to hold your hands up and be like, well, I got one shot by a Deagle. Sometimes there's just nothing you can do.
Yeah, the first kill. Arch, though. No one was actually facing Arch. A bit free for Fallen. Enough distraction being run towards short for them to capitalize on that. And now they reap the rewards. 2 French guns on the T side and 2 AKs to go with them. Cold Zero on the Mac 10. It won't be the usual hyper-aggressive play. SK taking it slow and steady may be how they win the race, considering they have a stand-in for their stand-in.
Oh man, that is, oh my god, and actually blocking off the exit there, but there's no one else to play with attacker. That's unfortunate.
Somehow got the frag onto Stanislaw though.
Wow. Attacker lighting them up.
We might see a fight towards the bottom of mid, despite this re-establishment of the the opposite is happening now. Well, the same is happening. The reverse. Maybe the reverse is what I mean. There's a nice crossfire. And this is awkward. This is wasting time for SK. I don't know if they had plans towards B bomb site, but they've had to be abandoned either way. And Twist has not yet announced his position. Fallen looking on the low ground. Now Twist has been spotted and hasn't cost SK any players. But JDM playing around the smoke. 19 seconds. Buying time for his team. Nitro coming in from the library position. Elite trying to speed up towards top mid. There are more players to find. Nitro not showing himself quite yet. He's trying to play the clock, trying to run distraction, but maybe there's a nice plant for Fallen, but surely he can't pull his gun out in time. He can't. Liquid win one straight back.
And not the greatest of anti-ecos coming up from SK Gaming. I'm not really sure how you end up in a situation where Fur finds himself, which is just completely abandoned in quad, all by his lonesome, with about 9,000 different angles to look out for. So, a bit of a weird approach from SK Gaming there. I'm not sure how much the pickup on Taco actually ruined their initial plans, but they should still have been able to actually recoup and regroup in a much better fashion than what they did.
Recoup and regroup.
Still not a terrible buy on the side of SK Gaming, better than the one they won the initial round with. The aggression from Nitro into second mid puts a lot of damage onto Fur, already down to 1 HP, so he's gonna have to give up that AK. There we go, Cold Zero wielding the weapon now. Not a bad replacement.
So the Palmer's control here, but the problem for SK will be that Banana is occupied by Liquid. They just set down a deep smoke. That's going to clear at 103. So that's a pretty decent timing. And so I would imagine that, 103, unless SK decide to pop flash with this, which I doubt they will, that's sort of when SK can start to make a play. But until that point, they can't really do all that much. I feel as though you don't really want to do anything whilst that smoke is up.
Yeah, and there's no real reason for SK to force the issue, really, especially now, considering the lack of utility on Team Liquid's side. They only have 2 flashes left to hold off both bomb sides, depending on where SK take it. And SK still have 4 smokes, actually. No Molotovs, though, to force Liquid out of positions, but they can definitely block out a lot of common spots and make that retake make that take much easier. But they've spread themselves fairly thin, so they might just throw a fake here and hope to see a reaction from Liquid's side.
Taco was sent in to do a job, but unfortunately Liquid are ready for it. Taking contracts already. SK struggling around a short position. KTEX having to rotate from the B area. The bomb is down and short. And it's getting picked off one by one. Like a worm in the grass.
Again, similar to what we saw in their anti-eco, just outside of the initial flashes for Taco, there wasn't seemingly much of a plan that SK had behind that round. Again, just getting picked off one by one, no immediate chance of a return frag, nobody pushing up towards the side, they just kind of get bogged down by the ball of hay, by the wagon.
And one thing as well about Inferno for maybe people that are a bit newer to CS, oh wow, is that as CTs generally, buying time is generally very important. And that's obviously like what the smokes, that's one of the biggest reasons why you throw smokes down. It helps to buy you time, it will sort of get the tees stuck in the mud, and then essentially you get to a point in time when there's 45 seconds left and you're sort of into that late round situation, and time starts to become your 6th man, because time starts to restrict what the tees can do, and they start to feel pressured, and if you start to see presence somewhere on the map, then it's much more likely that that's going to result somehow in the round they're trying to play.
Yeah.
So time is very important, and time management is very important.
Would you say time is of the essence?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you could say that. You could definitely say that.
For right now, SK do have a lot of time to play with in the remaining round, but they only have 1 member left, and that's Taco, so not finding some success with the Deagles this time around. The Brazilians.
Okay, so someone said one of the reasons Phelps isn't playing with them is because they are in Europe, but he might be playing if they were in the US.
Phelps is in Brazil right now.
Yep.
And the reason why they're playing with KTEX is because he's currently in Portugal, I want to say, with Sharks Gaming.
Okay, so he's well and truly picked up. They could have played with Fox, in fairness.
They tried to.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, but Dignitas said no.
Maybe they're afraid.
That's funny.
People did say that Fox was offered a position in the team on a more permanent basis, but I don't know if that's true or not. But that is curious, perhaps. But in fairness to Dignitas, it is quite reasonable for them to just want to focus on the development of their own team, which is quite important, and they are definitely still in a stage of development. So I respect that decision. It's about your prioritizing themselves.
Taco once again gets Stanislaw in an awkward manner.
So in Europe we saw 2 CTs merely standing inside the apartments. That is an awkward double peak. That's a similar peak to what you see in Cobblestone as well, which is maybe where they adopted it in the drop zone. Either way, it doesn't work out for them. SK with 3 people now in a short area. But it's not often that you just see people just standing here for such a long period of time.
SK really doesn't seem to have any sort of idea how to get on the actual bomb site. Here we go. Smokes go down to kind of isolate the pit area. That takes out twists. JDM still on site though.
Wide peak from Fallen, no one else is there. Maybe reluctant to go for the default short plant. the numbers game works out for them this time. Elige, is it a question of damage? 1 versus 4. 2 players heavily tagged already on the T side, so it might be doable for him. That's one of them. Going for some pre-fires. StarCraft's aim won't allow him to clutch this time.
Yeah, just super static though from SK, and I have a feeling if they continue with this kind of a trend going forward, they will eventually get punished by it. Because that round is a whole lot harder if Taco doesn't get a little bit fortunate with this pre-fire in absent and take out Stanislaw. Do appreciate the picture from Stanislaw, Morgan Freeman.
You wonder if K-Tex is feeling any pressure. He's like, this could be my big break, guys.
Maybe.
Maybe it's K-Tex going to the major with SK.
Maybe it is.
Okay, well, it's just a play through the banana smoke from Liquid. They'll discover that they don't have any presence here. And Liquid will also feel the presence towards top middle. SK pressing everything at the moment, and they've done what you expect them to accomplish in the first 50 seconds. They take a map control, banana and top mid. Now is the question as to how they develop it. They can do so much from this. They can try to fake A, go back B, or they can hit A, or they can leave a lurker A and go B with 4, or try to wrap B. There's so many possibilities.
That is unlucky for the CT side. Information was there to be had, although grenades are flying out the door in fairness. SK moved through short. There's a CT in a library position. Taco makes a play while distraction's being run, takes a gamble. Oh, but it's a wrap towards the B bomb site. We've got K-Tex lurking outside the site. Fur will stop Elige at an off angle, and that's going to leave Nitro in a lot of trouble.
Ooh, nice, very fast shot. Nitro might have this. Yes, he will connect that one as well. That's the hard shot out the way with. Now, who else is to challenge? The bomb has to be planted here. Nitro, not sure if that's the case. Making sure he doesn't get baited out. It's a good tag through the coffin. It could just be a pistol to finish it, but he keeps the AWP alive and kicking. But it's going to be Twist and Stanislaw likely to finish this off, or just Twist. Nitro, great effort with the AWP. Nice.
That's a special kind of problem for SK. Being in Europe, when they just replace the player, and the other one is ineligible. God, it's happened again!
Oh,
see, what is it? I'm never saying that again.
Actually, before you were trying to say... What are you trying to say?
Ineligible.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no, weren't you trying to say ineligibility?
Yes.
I think that's what you're trying to say. That's a bit harder.
You could go with not available.
Screw you, producer. I see Andy creeping forward. He's like, I'm going to record this. Ineligible.
Nice. Get wrecked. Can we just have that on repeat? Like,
he's too smart. He's got too many skills.
Too many buttons.
Spam that. Get wrecked. Spam that button. Kind of like an adventure game when if you're ever playing an adventure game. But I'll go back to that, as we do have mid control being developed here by SK.
Again, though, it's a very, very slow approach from SK every single time.
They are quite committed, though.
Yeah.
Quite committed to A. But will it be literally to break their hearts, to deny them their heart's desire a bomb plant on A? Or is it perhaps a fate that's destined? Maybe not. Twist is there. He's turned up. And he is just turning up even more still. Just Taco left now with this Deagle. He's been a nuisance with it before, but Twist absolutely denies everybody. Man, it really looked like SK were going to take the bomb site. That's kind of like, when you have the marriage ceremony. It's like, if there's anyone in the audience who has a piece to say, now is the time, or you will forever hold your peace. And he just
didn't hold his peace.
He just got up on stage and just smashed everyone. smashed the cream with the microphone.
Yeah. That's happened in WWE before.
Really?
Well, I say before.
The marriage on stage and
like
then
3 times, yeah. Like the priest getting choke slammed. All kinds of nonsense, yeah.
The priest gets choke slammed. That's just uncalled for.
Which is great. Really good stuff.
He's just doing his thing, man. Why would you choke slam him?
Somehow Elige managed to get or die to a Glock.
I reckon if I spoke Portuguese, SK would let me sub them.
We know probably like a couple of phrases, right?
Cold Zero knows that he knows I'm a good support player.
He knows you're available too, or
Yeah. You know, at the end of the phone. Well then. K-Tex is delivering the kills.
yeah, it's more the rest of the team that's not really following up on this. So far, though, it hasn't really been an impressive T-set from SK Gaming. They did a pretty decent job of actually getting map control, which is something we've seen a lot of teams struggle with.
Wow.
But my word, that's a lot of
the lasers.
That's a lot of nades.
I wonder how much money of nades that was within those 5 seconds. Because 1 minute 30, no one has utility. Yes, I mean, okay, there's the A players for Liquid have utility, but no one else really.
That was a hell of a lot of grenades. A hell of a lot. It's the L. The L's wrecking me.
Yes.
The L is wrecking me.
I waited years for that moment. I waited like 2 years for that.
You deserve it, let's be honest.
I waited 2 years for that.
Twists. Might not be aware of how close up two of the SK players are in quad here. And to be fair, this has kind of been the calling card of SK so far in this game. Not making any sort of noise as they creep up quad, but JDM's quick to return on the frag.
JDM taking it easy so his teammates can get their hands. That's a smart play. It's definitely the smart play. Just trying to catch anyone peeking towards quad, and he may catch a peek. K-Tex peeking out for that info. Punished for looking for a re-engage. He will get it. He'll get it, but onto a leash, and he will die. Taco alone. It's a hard one, and he will fall as well. Very nice, slow, coordinated approach there from Liquid. It is funny with the ineligibility because it's kind of like this. What I tried to say is very similar, like the syllables, I guess. Like when I was saying like illegitimate, right? That was what I was struggling with.
Legitimacy.
Oh, it was legitimacy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or legitimately. It was legit.
It's like a
It's all gone wrong.
You're lucky that our director was busy there.
Good.
Or else you could have been had. You could have been had.
You should stay busy. Maybe he'll end up with 4 arms like you.
I don't know what that means.
The other day you were like, my 4
oh.
arms are bigger than yours. I'm like, I bet they're bigger than mine. I bet they're massive.
I just don't understand. I just don't understand.
I'll explain it to you during the break.
Okay.
Someone tweet Dan and explain what I'm getting at.
Maybe no one knows.
Rough crowd.
Ill mind of Bardolph.
Yeah.
Ahead of my time.
Well, man advantage for Team Liquid once again, and SK once more being given top mid control.
Yeah, as you say, they've been good at getting the positions on the map, but just a bit. It's always been a struggle to develop it further.
Yeah, it's the last 10% that they just seem very off as to what they want to do.
It could be because they're playing with K-Tex, and it's like, well, there's all these grenades and things that you don't, maybe you don't know, or I don't know. That said, they have been playing with bolts.
And even 4 players should be able to at least set up something of a of an execute.
I mean, yeah, they've been doing fine with bolts. So
Because
come on.
Right now they've been standing still for a very long time, and they just jump into it. No nades, no nothing. And they're sending Taco first every single time on a bit of a Lonesome Ranger mission.
Taco with the difficult job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is looking like a rough half for SK. The question begs if they can accrue enough rounds to have a good CT half.
Well, it's starting to get a bit late for that, honestly. And double nades come down. Aggressive peek from Nitro. He is actually going to get caught out. Elige not in position to actually help him out. So an op picked up on Fur. A lot of damage taken though. And still no commitment from SK.
That will weaken the defenses towards A. 2 of the normal 3 players there.
If SK decide to go back to the similar approach of basically walking up top mid and then eventually finishing out towards quad, that could work a lot better this time around than what it did in the previous rounds.
JDM is in the pit, however, and I'm sure he will be peeking. You see the big blue laser. There are 2 flashes. Fur has a smoke, so they could smoke around the pit position, should they feel that is the most viable place to put it. Could go towards the library as well.
And SK takes a dive first, but will his death be in vain?
Yes.
Yes. A firm yes.
Well, Fur does at least get 1 constellation frag. But in the grand scheme of things, not really a whole lot he can do. Honestly, he should probably run away and try to hold on to this op, because Bomb is down in an impossible position for him to retrieve. Oh, did he? Yeah, he spots an arm. And just be happy with this Fur.
It's it's Fur we're watching, right?
Yeah.
It's Fur, right? There's no way he's not going for it. There's just no way.
Well, it doesn't really help the cause of SK to actually get more rounds on the board, though.
I mean, that said, I mean, it's probably worse that they have it up on the T side anyway.
With how static they've been, it's not like they're actually executing onto side, so maybe they want that up to actually get picks.
That could work.
Because what they're doing right now is definitely not working. But it's strange as well, because normally you'd see a team that isn't getting rounds on the T side of Inferno just like flat out are playing it wrong or incorrect in terms of getting map control. That kind of thing. SK are doing like the first 90% of the job pretty well in every round. Like partly because Team Liquid are deciding to play a fairly passive setup, which does give them a lot of free space to work with, but even still, you know, it's still on SK to actually pressure them and make them think that SK could be at any given place in the map. And they're doing that pretty well, but it's just that the final entry towards the bomb sites that are just not well thought out as of right now.
Well, at most they have 3 final entries remaining in the first half, as we are on round 13. Nitro pretty quick on the trigger finger. Fallen gets taken down. SK unable to respond. They have smokes, they have flashes. The flashes can go over the roof to force these CTs off the angles. But first they will offer presence towards the A-bomb sites, and it looks like Fur is looking to wrap. He's made his way there. He's pulled the CT away from B, but he's more or less trapped. He will be the pinata to JDM's baseball bats. I wonder what the ultimate play was from SK if they were choosing to wrap towards B, because the bomb was in second mid. Either way, Taco now over towards the A site. Meanwhile, the bomb is going towards B. It's a nice peek from Taco, but he can't get another kill.
Who did you say was sick for SK? You said someone was sick, right? On that.
On phase.
Oh, it's phase. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Well, they'll actually bust their way into B. It's a good effort from SK, barely getting the bomb down in time. But the retake is definitely something that could go well for Liquid, considering the health on KTEX. If he does, miss this shot, that could be it. I think everything could collapse. It is cold though in the clutch if that does happen, so you don't want to count out cold. KTEX on the coffins now. Liquid taking their sweet time. The bomb starting to tick quite fast. Cole with a great angle. Spots the second player. The tap! Oh, that is stunning. A single sidestep into a single bullet. Precision from the legends. KTEX with that double entry. Bosh. Very nice. 3 now as SK pick up a round on the outside of the first half. And as it begins to unwind, the question is how many more can they get? It's going to be 12-3, is it going to be 10-5? The AWP is in the hands of Fallen, so definitely indeed showing that they do want to get the picking going. Fur doing the Fur things, clearing boiler, but he's going much quicker. The quad actually is rare. Like you don't normally see him just try to walk out this quickly.
It's been much more of a labored approach from SK in the previous rounds. Taco's going to be able to find the frag though. It's pretty similar to what Team Liquid, or not, to what SK have been doing the entirety of the game. Fur in quad, Taco most of the time in apps. Let's see if he can find any sort of openings. This time he finds the return frag.
Two CTs deep in B. Leash is an important man here. He's at the top of mid. at the moment, and he knows that there is little to no presence from SK at the moment. However, 45 seconds can be a lot of time for an SK team who are not afraid to go for a late play. Some jump peaks trying to bait a shot, and indeed Elige, thanks to his info, will rotate. That's a fast shot from JDM. K-Tex goes down. Coldzera, penetration kill through the barrels, and that leaves Fallen just to look at an angle. JDM becomes the bait. Nothing else is going on. Taco moving forward, trying to reposition. Super awkward for SK. That leaves Taco as the last man to fall with just a few HP. So this is a great round. Liquid exploiting SK at the moment.
It's awesome from JDM to realize he only needs to get 2 kills in his position. That was a pretty nuts one, and then he gets that next kill was pretty unreal. He just hides in dark, which is an awesome decision. Because he could very well die otherwise, and it's like, oh, our team has to pick up his AWP, and it's just annoying. It's 11-3 to Liquid as SK struggle to get back into this. They'll be reset for the last round of the first half. Liquid looking like they want to make short work of SK. Some contestation here. SK just sort of running amok everywhere.
Yeah.
Nothing really too fancy going on. Bomb spotted. That's a nice shot from Mr. Taco, Monsieur Taco. But that's about to be it for the first half. Just K-Tex left. He's been doing a good job. But now he's dead. 12-3.
Wow.
JDM having a great game. 23 kills in a half is usually pretty good for an AWPer, I would say.
Not
very
bad at all.
good.
He also did quite a bit with the rifles before he got to the AWP as well, which is something he's been criticized heavily for, of not being able to do in the past. So pretty good showing for him so far, but to me, I don't know what SK had in mind for their entire T side. I felt more uninspired than your average matchmaking game.
Perhaps their more elaborate ideas are
Locked in a book.
not ready for their 5th player, number 3. Phelps will be playing with them at the major, and in the games where Bolts cannot play.
That's really weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's really, really awkward.
Well, they have the familiarity at least.
It's going to be a jump boost into the angle.
Managed to get past the angle, and here comes the smoke. A flashbang into pool will buy first some extra time, but what does he do with it? He will stand and fight. Fight or flight, he will fight and be jettisoned into the flight.
Gone down for Liquid. What a fantastic position they found themselves in. Taco looks, he seeks headshots here, but they are to be denied from him, as well as K-Tex, it would appear, as the CT players start to get more and more tagged. Taco finding an opening eventually, though, and suddenly the ball starts to get rolling here for the SK boys, but they've got much more work to do, and I don't know if there's a kit, so now time becomes an issue, and Taco's wanting to save that Kevlar, but he can't. He gets chased down, and that will be the pistol for Liquid. And indeed, this could be a very quick one.
Does look like it. SK haven't really been able to put up a fight so far this game. Liquid doing short work of them. JDM with 25 frags now. Having a ball of a time.
Is that 6 deaths he has?
Yes.
Not bad, not bad. 25 and 6. This must be nice. 4 Eagles for SK. They're just going to have some fun, I think, in this round.
Worked earlier.
It's a round of fun. It's round 4 fun.
Just for fun. I think there was a show in the UK called Just for Fun. That is the number 4. With some silly sketches, some comedy, some comedians, some naughty boys and girls. Liquid making noise, but keeping range. Inviting SK to try to do something gambly. And here it is, finally, towards Banana. SK were patient, but Liquid are the ones who will still bear the fruit of the situation for the most part. Nitro waiting for a rotation out of apartments, but it doesn't come just yet. Elige, captain StarCraft aim, making his way through the arch. He seeks a lot from North American teams on anti-eco, anti-force buy, especially from iBuyPower back in the day, just walking around the arch position quietly. Oldie but a goodie.
It's understandable. That's where you can actually find the most long-range battles possible when you want to take that A-bomb site. First, going to be able to pick up a UMP. Question is if anyone from Liquid are interested in actually hunting him down. It doesn't seem like it. Maybe Elige has a bit of an inkling.
It's a rough game.
It is.
It's a rough game. It's a tough game. It's a rough and tough game. Only Taco with 10 or more kills. So the prognosis is almost fatal for SK at this point. Diagnosis, murder.
Yep, Moida. But where, James? And with what? And play Cluedo in ages.
In the study with...
We should play Cluedo.
No.
Why not?
No.
Have you played Cluedo, Halvor?
Of course I have.
I spend enough time
It's a
with
great
you,
game.
Dan.
It's awesome.
I don't wish to play Cluedo with you.
Why not?
I think he's afraid of losing.
Yeah, I thought so. I'm well known for my Cluedo skills. Very well known.
I suppose you are not to be trifled with when it comes to Cluedo.
Nope. Ooh, there he goes. No, he doesn't. No, he does. No, he does. Yeah, okay, there we go. Finally, the push comes in, and they were coordinating. They were timing. It was good. It was good. It was great. They could have traded if it went awry. Speaking of things going awry, heads will be lost. Mostly CT heads.
I wonder when we'll see the days where the T's expect that and they just have a guy facing the wall. Just like on old Inferno, it was a very common flashbang from the CT side. And perhaps the T sides have forgotten it, even if they
don't do it. Don't do it for.
On the CT side.
I thought he was going to throw it up at himself and then just like. I thought that was going to happen there.
Well, in any case, bomb's going to make its way towards the A-bomb site. And before that happens, Elige is going to get the kill on Tiffer.
You know what? Earlier we had the Inferno. We looked at the cafe menu out in second mid.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before. All I had time to read was the first option.
The tuna.
Spaghetti
the
vongole,
tuna pasta.
mate. Spaghetti vongole. It's because when a new map comes out, I spend hours running around looking at everything in minute detail. Which I haven't done yet for Good Dust 2, apart from on a Mac laptop.
Minutia.
Boom!
Good nade.
Where's your health, Stanislaw? How about them crutches?
They're in a hurry, man. They're just trying to end it straight away, but there's a smoke down, and they're trying to push the smoke.
Stanislaus killing teammates.
Yeah, I mean, why not? I would as well.
I mean,
that's what
got that on camera.
That is what you're known for at the majors.
That's what I do, man.
Not even the commentary.
But they're pretty good. But I only make it, they're only premium frags if I do it. So it's only the premium of team kills.
Spectacular.
I don't really. I mean, that was not good by my standards. So JDM in really a very difficult spot, but he can do a lot of damage here, and that is definitely a big objective. SK, they have such a big road ahead of them that they need to keep this integrity of economy throughout the entirety of this comeback, which begins now. It may end now as well, but the beginning is now. JDM on 27 kills. Is he going to buy something? There we go. He has bought himself PT50 armor.
What a purchase.
What a purchase. Did he die after time? No. He's just very poor. He's just a very poor person at the moment.
Doesn't have a sugar daddy to buy him ops.
No.
Have to spend that hard-earned money himself. Just sits on a nade, takes some damage.
Doing a bang-up job with the pressure. So good, so much pressure that Taco just dies. Dies to the spray through the smoke, as well as Elige pushing the smoke. So a 1-for-1 equilibrium, as it were. Although more kills come in from Liquid here as we start to get into that mid-round, and things have really opened up here for the North American side. They can pretty much go wherever they want at this point. They've got the 4 versus 3, the critical man advantage.
Fallen's mine whirring away. coldzera turning up the heat on Nitro. The bomb's still in tow for Liquid. 2 players in apartments. They don't have any flashbangs, but they do have guns. Those guns fire bullets.
Oh, twist.
No.
Why?
What do you have, 2 HP? That's
yeah.
a bad miss.
Bloody hell. That's a bit extreme, isn't it?
That's their pit player gone.
Yeah. Oh well. They still have a vastly superior situation, and SK have to go for it. There is no choice. They are up against match point. Let's see if they can do it. The smoke will dissipate. Still a decent amount of time on the bomb left. That is a problem. coldzera has an AWP. He needs a rifle right now. He really needs a rifle. He needs a way to move forwards. That's a good tag, but out comes a USP, and it's not going to offer him much fun. It will be 16-4. SK getting somewhat trounced, of course, playing